Alright, so I realized I haven't made a video about astrology in a little while, and I just wanted to talk about horary astrology and using it to like find things like missing objects, which like the first point that I want to make about this, oh my gosh, anyway, is that my grandma just died. I just moved into her house after and one thing that like people were talking about at the funeral and stuff was that like anytime anyone lost anything, like she always knew what saint to pray for whatever, because she's like super Catholic, and she always knew what saint to pray for every like potential like malady, whatever you might be experiencing. And so it's like, if you lose, like, where are the keys? Oh, pray to Saint Anthony, you know. And I was thinking about that because anytime I lose anything, I'm just like, let me look at the chart, like where's the moon right now, and then sometimes the thing I'm looking for is my phone, and then I'm like, okay, let me just look at the chart, and then I can't look at the chart because I would pull it up on like time passages and just go to the current chart and then just like see what house the moon is in. And so the other day my dad was looking for his laptop, and I was like, okay, what house is the moon in? It was in the 10th house, and he's a plumber, and I was like thinking, you know, like, okay, so like work, maybe it's in his van. And I was like, did you take it to your van for any reason? And he was like, you know what, I actually did. And so it was in his van. And another time with my old roommate, she was looking for like AirPods, and she couldn't find them, but I looked at the chart anyway, and I noticed that the moon was in the 9th house, and I like just noted that, and I was like, oh, I'll ask her like when she finds them where they were, and they ended up being like on her bookshelf, like by her like spirituality books and stuff. So I was like, okay, 9th house topics, obviously that makes sense. And then we were looking for them again, and the moon was in the 6th house, and I was thinking like, okay, 6th house is like daily like routines and stuff, and I know she like takes medication, and so I was like, maybe she like had it in her hand and like went to like open the pill bottle or something, so like, oh, maybe they're in with her medication. And then they weren't there, and she actually told me later, she's like, oh, I thought you were like, have you taken your meds today, like calling me crazy or something, like why are you asking me about my meds? But anyway, I didn't know that at the time, so that's just like a funny like retroactive thing that I learned. But anyway, the next thing I was gonna ask her was like, maybe it's by her dog food, like where's the dog, like where do you keep your dog's food? But I didn't ask her because she found them. They were on the windowsill, and I know that my cats like to go up on the windowsill, and like I think they might have like picked it up in their mouth and like jumped up on there and just like set it down. So yeah, that still would be pets, which would be the 6th house. And so I've just been really interested like at how often it works and how like just accurate it is. Like one time I left my water bottle at work, and I checked where the moon was, and it was in the 3rd house, and it was like local. The 3rd house is just like your local space, your immediate area, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I left it just sitting right next to my chair at work, like just because I just put it on the floor there. And then sometimes I just scan and I'm leaving, and I'm like, okay, I didn't leave anything, and I forget that it's down there, so I left it there. And so I was like, yeah, there was one thing I lost that ended up being in my 10th house, which I found in my roommate's room. So I was like, we work together, and everyone knows that we're roommates, so I was like, that makes sense that she's like one of the things, like everyone that knows me knows her too and knows that we're roommates. And a lot of times people like, she'll talk about me with other people and just like tell them things, like if they talk about astrology or something, she'll be like, oh, Lauren likes astrology, and like, so yeah, everyone just like knows that that's yeah, anyway, so that makes sense. And yeah, I just think that it's interesting, and I'm gonna probably finish that book that I bought. It's so thin. I think I might take it backpacking because I'm going backpacking to Germany I'm excited about that. So, oh my gosh, I need to go inside. It's so cold out here. I'm freezing. I got this new jacket. I don't want to like show the company because I feel like I could get sued. But anyway, it's nice and warm, but I'm still, obviously my nose is like red, so I'm gonna go inside. Okay. Boop.